As a salesperson, what are some of the signs for you that you need to know when it may be time to switch companies because of management? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Orlando, Florida. Orlando, on a perfect day to talk about sales. And a perfect day to talk about, there's times where you need to get out. So I've got a friend in the world of sales, and he calls me. He's like, hey, Scott, I need some advice. Here's the situation. I work for this company, and they've gone way past their budget. They've spent way more than they need to, and they've changed my comp plan. I'm going to let you know, as a salesperson, the company management may change your comp plan, and they're not really ever going to do it to your favor. They're going to do it to their benefit. So he explains to me the situation of the company. He tells me, hey, here's what happened. They overhired, they've overspent, and now they gave everybody across the board X amount of percentage off on their pay, and they're not going to pay them that anymore. And then what they also did was, here's my compensation plan, and in order for me to get paid, what they did was they added on a pack. They said, if you sell a $12,500 product, you're not going to get paid commission on $500 of it. You're only going to get paid commission on $12,000 of it. And it was done to cover fuel and incidentals and some other stuff. And he was like, hey, Scott, what do I do? And I said, well, sales guy, is this the first time that it's happened? And he said, yeah, I've been with this company for a couple of years, and I really don't have any problems with the company, but it's still a problem. Now, it took me a long time to get to this point because I need to tell you something, right? Here's the thing. If it happens once, all right, you could chalk it up and say, hey, look, things are going to change. The company tried to grow. They tried to make things happen. They couldn't make it happen. Okay, I'll deal with it once. But here is the sign that you have bad management. And a lot of times bad management tries to place everything on top of a salesperson. And they say, hey, look, you know what, here's what's the problem. You're going to go out and you're going to fix our problem, because they look around and they look at the payroll and they're like, here's everybody else, and here's what salespeople get paid. And this is really damaging for salespeople when they work for a company and their product or service is more than anybody else. And so, you as a salesperson, you could look around and go, hey, look, I worked for XYZ company, and you could tell this to a hiring manager. I worked for XYZ company, and I came up against you all the time at 30 and 40% more than what you are, and I closed at 50 or 60%, right? Tired of the shenanigans over here at the company, at 123 company. I don't want to do this anymore, and it's time for me to bounce out. I mean, like, that could be a good sign for you to get out. It's impending doom. If it happens once, if it happens twice, then that's definitely a sign that there's a problem, that there's an issue, and you might want to take a look at going and working somewhere else, because it's going to happen again. So this is why it's always good for you as a salesperson to have a backup plan. It's always good for you to network and look at other companies and other industries, and not be beholden to this one place where you think it's so good. Because it's not a matter of if a company is going to change the compensation plan. It's a matter of when. And I will let you know, I've seen plenty of companies that have weak performance, and then they turn around and they pile it on the salesperson, like, you take care of this. I'm like, time out, you know what? That's a weak management position, that's a weak ownership position, and now you're piling everything on me, and you want me to sell for more than everybody else, and now you're deducting my pay plan. It's like, it takes away the spirit of the salesperson, right? I'm telling you, this is a heart-to-heart conversation, no fluff. This isn't me like, hey, you know what, you got to be on the side of the company. Look, real deal. You got to take care of you. You got to take care of what you have to deal with. And, if you got a company where they charge more than everybody else and you're getting paid, all right, cool, right? And you're closing. But when they keep cutting pay because they're irresponsible, that's their problem. And that shouldn't happen. That is a problem. If you're constantly getting your pay cut and you sell the most expensive product because management was screwing around, it's a sign that the great taco stand in the sky is sending you a sign from above saying, hey, you should probably take care of this so you don't have to deal with it, okay? That's when you know it's time to leave a company and move on and call it quits. So you got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says, Scott Bell Consultant sent out a video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Aloha.